We are now in the thick of things in the NBA playoffs. We are deep into the first round. How about the New York Knicks upset the Philadelphia 76ers yesterday, and they now hold a 3-1 game lead on the Sixers?
I did not tell you that they was going to upset the Sixers. Upset them. Not only was the Sixers players upset, but those fans, whose house was it? I need to know, were we in Philadelphia or were we in New York? Because those New York Knicks fans took over the arena, took it over.
They traveled, and they traveled deep. I mean, they were all up in the little mezzanine area chanting. It really felt like a Knicks home game. Even Joel Embiid after the game had said it pisses him off that so many Knicks fans were in the Sixers arena, and they basically overpowered the Sixers fans.
They did, because every time I had to look in the stands, because I'm like, why are they cheering for when the New York Knicks made a basket? I didn't understand it. And as I look closely, I'm like, oh, they got on orange and blue. Took it over. I said, wow. And I think that gave the Knicks their spark. I'm telling you, man. I know.
Jalen Brunson went off again, 47 points. Shot the ball 34 times, though. I'm starting to think he's shooting the ball too much.
If he doesn't, then what?
Well, yeah, because you only got 4 points from Josh Hart, 8 from Hardenstein, and 8 from Dante DiVincenzo. What is going on with Dante?
I don't know. He ain't been right since he got scratched in the eye. I'm telling you, it messed him up. But I'll tell you this, though. I don't really care about necessarily. Now, yes, granted, Josh Hart, you're going to have to hit your clutch free throws. Now, you may miss them in the first quarter, but you cannot miss one free throw in the fourth. I'm sorry. It ain't going to happen. Don't do that again. So, but not only that, one thing about Josh Hart that I love is that he may not have a lot of points on the scoreboard when it comes to the points category, but if you need an offensive rebound, if you need some defense, he's all up and through that. And so he has another way to impact winning, And I think that's why he gets a pass from me when we're talking about purely scoring,
I got you, because he did grab 17 rebounds, and OG was right there with him. 16 points, 14 rebounds, gobbling up all the loose balls. I mean, you talk about hustle.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So if Jalen Brunson, if the two punch is for the Knicks, Jalen Brunson with the scoring and Josh Hart with the rebounds and the defense, I'm okay with that. I can live with that. With that, especially if it's gonna result in wins, because that's exactly what happened last night. And let me tell you right now, the Sixers, if y'all don't get on the glass and get these rebounds, I don't know what y'all gonna do in Game 5. Y'all about to go home.
Man, speaking of the Sixers, now Joel Embiid is starting to really play dirty. He gave Jalen Brunson a nasty shoulder. He stepped on Josh Hart's shin on purpose. To me, it was intentional. It didn't look like an accident. I don't know what's going on, Joel Embiid, but he's getting a little desperate, I think. And it's just like, hey, desperate times calls for desperate measures with him, because I'm starting to see him play out of character a little bit.
I don't like it. I don't like when Draymond does it, and I don't like when he do it. Don't do that. It's not a good look. It's like since you can't beat them the right way, then you're going to have to play dirty to get a win. And it's not successful because you lost. Don't do that.
You lost. Yeah.
I don't like it. Like it. You know what though? The thing about it is that I'm gonna need somebody from the Sixers to get some rebounds. I think they just got out rebounded. And their second chance points, Knicks second chance points, there's a game right there.
It really was. And you know what, though? The Sixers got 6 points off their bench. 1 from Nicholas Batum, your Swiss Army knife, and 5 from Campaign. Then you had Kyle Lowry and Kelly Oubre in foul trouble, both with 5 fouls. I mean, how are you supposed to play under those conditions? They did not have it going. Although it appeared that they were in the game up until the last couple of minutes, I thought maybe they was going to snatch it. But nah, Jalen Brunson was just on one. I mean, almost a 50-piece on the road. in game 4, it was just phenomenal.
Do you think that Kyle Lowry intended to miss that last free throw shot?
That's what the commentators were saying, but he didn't tell anyone what his plan was.
Clearly.
And that's why they weren't able to get the rebound. He should have, I don't know. Something went wrong there.
Something did go wrong there. You know what? I think one of the problems with Joel Embiid being compromised with his injuries is that he doesn't have lift, right? So as big as he is, I don't understand why he doesn't have more presence when it comes to grabbing rebounds.
Right. And normally he does. Normally he does. He's able to get those putbacks. Usually he's a monster on the boards. But yeah, you're right. He is compromised and he's given everything that he has. And it's just not enough for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Right. Exactly. What do you think about the coaching, Nick Nurse? What do you think about that?
I think Nick Nurse is, he's going up against Tom Thibodeau. I think I would tip my hat to Thibodeau in terms of the adjustments and the way he has his team locked in. Yeah. I mean, hey, Nick Nurse is a championship head coach, but Thibodeau been in the trenches a long time.
Let me tell you, though, adding that McBride, giving him more minutes, I think that's another thing that changed the game. The Sixers weren't ready for him. They weren't ready for McBride. Not that defense he was giving. They weren't ready for him. They did not game plan for him.
Well, there you have it. And that's why the New York Knicks are up 3-1, got the victory last night, 97-92. So let's talk about the Los Angeles Clippers getting a 31-point lead on the Dallas Mavericks and almost fumbling the bag and losing the game.
I'm like Ty Lue. Ty Lue said, I don't care how you win, just win. He said, I don't care. In essence, I don't care about them 30 points. All you need is 1 point to win the game. So it's not a good look, though, because they were cruising. At the end of the day, you cannot stop the walking bucket Kyrie Irving. That's just what it is. Point blank and period. You go ahead and let him shoot. He going to shoot. I don't care where he is on the floor. It don't even matter. He's going to shoot the ball, and the ball, he is a master at doing it. He's a master. I'm sorry. He is the best at that. I don't care where it is. Off one leg, falling back, in an awkward position, it's going to go in. It's going to go in. So if you are trying to stop Kyrie Irving, stop stopping him. You're not going to be able to do it. Double team, triple team, he's going to lay it up. It's just going to happen. So I think that them putting a lockdown on Luka is really what changed the game and what gave the Clippers the edge is that Luka lockdown. They can win that. They may be able to win this series. But Kyrie Irving, don't even waste your energy on him. It's going to go in anyway.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, but PG and Harden, they both have phenomenal games. You know what?
Ooh,
if it wasn't for Paul George and his little corner 3-point shot, it was a miraculous shot behind the backboard, falling away. If he didn't hit that shot, we would be having a different discussion this morning.
When I was watching Paul George last night, I said, is this the Indiana before injury Paul George? He was balling last night. I'm telling you right now, Kawhi Leonard cannot come back in this series. He cannot come back. Not in this series. Y'all rest him. Don't have him come back. He slows the game down because between Paul George and James Harden, I'm not the biggest fan of James Harden, but James Harden kind of looked like old Rockets James Harden.
He did.
Real comfortable. And then you got Russ. I know Brody is your dude.
Yes.
Can you please tell him stop shooting the basket? Stop shooting it. Just do all the other things, but not put the ball up. Every time he does a three, I hold my breath. Every time.
And that's why Ty Lue had him on the bench at the end of the game. It was too precious, and he couldn't afford to risk it with Russ out there. You know, with Russ, it could go either way real quick. That's just how he is. He's a volatile player. He plays with a lot of emotion. He made a bonehead play at the end of the game with the fouling before the ball was inbound. Ty Lue just shook his head and then took him out. I said, oh my God, that's got to be so embarrassing for Russell Westbrook. But hey, when the game is on the line, you just can't. You can't risk it with Russ out there on the court. But if you need hustle, if you need a rebound, if you need somebody to come in and play with emotion, speed up the pace, then that's your guy. That's Russ.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And I don't think Russ is embarrassed by any of that. He don't care. He don't give me embarrassed. He doesn't give me that. But I'm telling you though, I was a little nervous because that 31-point lead that the Clippers had, top of the game, I was like, well, I knew it wasn't going to last. I knew it wasn't going to last. But I did not think that they would get down to almost not winning the game. I didn't think it would be that detrimental. You know what I'm saying? The shift. So, and that's the thing about the Clippers. You just really can't get too high on them during the game. You have to wait till the game is over, for real. So, because you mentioned in the previous discussion that, I don't know if it was about the Clippers, but you know that a team will let the other team back in. And Clippers is one of those teams that will let the other team back in a heartbeat. So, yeah.
And that's why, well, the series is tied 2-2 right now. But I'm sorry. I'm leaning towards the Clippers really taking this as a loss, even though it shows as a win. Because if you let a team come back from 31 points, they figured you out. So what you think going to happen in Game 5? The Mavs now know all they need to do is just stay at it. Just keep poking at the Clippers, and they're going to let you back in the game. And you're referencing when I said the Boston Celtics, they will let you back in the game as well. The Clippers are no different. But the good news is the series is tied. Now they're going back to LA for Game 5. And I don't know. This one might go 7.
This one might go 7. I have to agree with you. I will say this. I do like the fact that the Clippers have a deep bench. They got some people that can get some buckets on their bench. They got a nice little roster. So we'll see how Game 5 goes. But, again, you can't get too high on the Clippers. You just really can't. You'll be disappointed in the end. So.
Right. 116-111 over the Mavs. After that, we had the pleasure of watching a very scrappy game between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Indiana Pacers. Pacers now have the lead 3-1. I cannot believe the Milwaukee Bucks are looking at elimination in the first round.
I can. Under Doc Rivers, I can. Under Doc Rivers, under injured players, I can. Giannis list, starting 5. Now a Dame list, starting 5. I can see it. Absolutely. Yes.
Ooh, and a hobbled Chris Middleton.
And a hobbled Chris Middleton. I mean, he's doing all he can. And then Bobby Porter's got the nerve to get ejected. Do you not know you cost them the game with that madness?
Yeah, they needed him.
Yes, of course. Of course. But again, Miles Turner had a phenomenal game. What was it? That was his career best?
Hey, that's what he does. Yeah. When Miles gets going at his size, you can't stop him.
Yes. I loved every bit of it. So the Indiana Pacers, and you know, and this is the thing, with the way the Bucks are looking right now, shame on the Indiana Pacers for not coming out of this series. They should come out victorious. You have to. The Bucks are really saying they're going to do all they can do to make sure that they win, of course. But come on.
So the Pacers get the victory, 126-113, 3-1. Now the Bucks have their backs against the wall without their 2 stars. But let me tell you something. The Phoenix Suns had all their complement of players, and they got swept last night on the back of Bradley Beal. 6 fouls, ejected. Mr. I've never been swept a day in my life. What a disaster.
What a disaster. I'm not even surprised. I'm not surprised. I told you Anthony Edwards would see to it that he swept the Suns. I knew he would. A shame. Absolutely a travesty. How you going to be the big 3, the first team to go home in 2024 playoffs? Unbelievable.
You know, the Wolves had that second half domination. The game was pretty tight up until that third quarter. and then they took off. Ant dropped 40 points. Cat, Cat is unstoppable. Nas Reed off the bench. I mean, the Suns had no chance, really. I don't even know why we're surprised. I'm not surprised. You're not surprised. But there are some people right now in Phoenix who can't believe their eyes right now. And it's too bad. It's too bad.
Believe it. What games were they watching? First of all, the Suns were even doing good to be in the playoffs, as far as I'm concerned. Because I think that for the West, if the John Moran and the Memphis Grizzlies was healthy, they may not even made it. You know what I'm saying? Come on. I can't.
Yep.
I can't. No, the Suns were doomed to not be successful this season at the top of the season for me. I didn't like their roster construction. I didn't like it. So here we are, Suns. Go ahead and retool, revamp, blow up. I don't care what they need to do, but we'll see y'all next season.
Yeah. Adios. So now that they've been eliminated, of course, talks are coming out about Frank Vogel being on the hot seat. Talks are coming out about KD being unhappy with the way Frank Vogel wanted him to play. Now we're hearing about Frank Vogel yelling and screaming in the locker room, so much so that people on the outside was able to hear him. We're hearing so much stuff come out of the Phoenix Suns camp right now, and it's so funny how all of a sudden, now that they're eliminated, we're hearing this. Because, I mean, I don't know about you, but I didn't hear any of this when they were in the playoffs or even, in the regular season. It was all jolly, go Molly. But now, we're hearing all this talk about Frank Vogel.
Okay, first of all, Frank Vogel is the coach. Why can't he yell if they losing? What are you supposed to be? Singing a song? Him yelling is of no issue for me. He should be hot. Matter of fact, KD should have been hot too. And why was KD smiling in the press conference? I don't get it.
See.
I don't even get it. Why was you even happy? I'm gonna need for you to do an Anthony Davis and said the shot went in and dropped the mic. That's what you should have done. just too carefree. Was like he always looked like good. Let me go on my flip flops on. That's what he gave.
Yeah, I told you they need to get angry, and they never did, and that's why they have gone fishing. First team with 3, perennial all-stars. Well, can we just touch on Bradley Beal real quick? For somebody who was whooping before the game, he only scored 9 points, and he fouled out. And on his way out of the game, he flicked Frank Vogel's hand away from him. If that's not passive aggressive, I don't know what is. I know, right?
If anybody's gonna be flippant, I'm gonna give it to Devin Booker. Devin Booker can do that. KD can do that, but not Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal haven't earned the right as a Phoenix Suns player to do anything other than be humble and go sit down somewhere. Sorry, no.
All right, so the Wolves move on. I can guarantee you the second round for them is going to be way more challenging, especially if the Denver Nuggets come out of the series with the LA Lakers. Let's talk about what's going on tonight. I know Lakers and Nuggets play. It's game 5, backs against the wall for the LA Lakers in Denver. Who's winning the game tonight?
Denver.
Okay.
I got Denver. Denver's about to send the Lakers home. They're done. Lakers are done. Yep.
Okay.
There's actually going to be two teams going home tonight.
Oh yeah, the Pels are going home tonight. This is going to be an embarrassing loss for the New Orleans Pelicans. I think that's my guesstimation. And let me see who else playing tonight.
Celtics and Heat, I think.
I think the Miami Heat can get one. I think so. I think Miami wins tonight. Celtics feeling real good about themselves after beating them the last game, but this series is going at least 6, maybe 7.
Okay. You think the Heat will get one? Okay. We'll see. They'll be in Boston, right?
Yeah, they're going back. Uh-huh.
All right. We'll see.